We've all got issues with our neighbors. I mean, I, for one, have to deal with a guy who opens his garage door 3 to 4 times a night just for the fuck of it. You probably heard it on here many times.
Yeah. No, yeah, he loves it. It's like he knows when I'm here.
But what if your neighbor was up to something? What if he was killing people?
Actually doing something, yeah.
What if there was something weird happening in your neighborhood and you could do something to stop it? Or make it exceedingly worse? Well, this is the concept that's toyed with in the 1989 Joe Dante cult classic comedy, The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, Rick Ducommun, Bruce Dern, Carrie Fisher, Henry Gibson, and Corey Feldman. It's one of the funniest goddamn movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Incredibly underrated and a great deal of fun.
Yes.
It's our connector bonus to Gremlins. And we've been looking forward to this one, honestly, more than Gremlins.
Oh, for sure.
And, yeah, let's get right into this. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
And I'm Austin Johnson.
And welcome to Filmgazm. The Burbs, as we said, was directed by Joe Dante. It was largely improvisational due to the writer's strike that was happening at the time. So most of the dialogue in the movie is improvised, which just makes this even better.
For sure, and you can tell.
Yeah,
You
it
can
feels
tell.
off the cuff.
Yes.
But it all makes sense, and it's all just so funny. And the film didn't do very well. I mean, it had a budget of 18 mil. It grossed about 50 mil. But it kind of disappeared. It didn't really make waves, which is odd considering how great it is, how timeless.
And how many, stars are in it. Awesome people. You know, Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, Fisher. Like, what? Come on.
By the guy who got great success doing Gremlins.
Yeah.
So the fact that this isn't more well known is really sad.
Yeah, and partly we chose this to be the bonus because we also got to see it at Alamo Drafthouse last month.
Yeah.
Wow, just insanely fun. There were probably 10 people there altogether, but it didn't matter. Once the lights went down and the movie started, I was so locked in, and it had been a while since I'd seen it, and I watched it again, at home before we recorded this. This is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. A damn shame that it does not have the weight that it should have.
Yeah.
These days. But there is a dedicated fan base, like you said. It is a cult classic. It is still showing, there are screenings for it at certain theaters.
Oh, big time.
And we are here to bring some light on it. Not just say it's a cult classic, but it is a classic. A comedy classic, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I love this film. I'm so glad we're here to talk about it.
Me too, man. So let's talk about the cast before we get into this. So we got Tom Hanks, international treasure.
Do we really need to? Yeah.
Man who needs no introduction.
Yeah.
Two-time Oscar winner, incredible actor, great comedian.
He's fucking Woody.
Yeah, great drama, great vocal work. The guy can do anything.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. This year he played Mr. Rogers.
And Woody for the fourth fucking time. Come on, the same year?
He's a goddamn rock star.
Yeah, he is, still. He's just a unquestioned, undisputed legend. American icon, He's Tom Hanks.
And he made this a year after Big.
Another reason why how did this not just crush at the box office, I don't know. Well, there's the writer's strike, and who knows?
Yeah. Tom Hanks won both. He won his 2 Oscars for Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
Back to back.
Back to back. One of the few actors to do that. I think the other's like Spencer Tracy. And the guy, he's appeared in Saving Private Ryan, Castaway, The Terminal, The Da Vinci Code, A League of Their Own. The guy is in a league of his own. He's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
He's also known as the nicest guy in Hollywood because he's such a class act.
He's Tom.
Yeah, he's Tom Hanks.
He's also done some just other things outside of film, stellar work on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
When he hosts, it's just shut it down. He's a legend. Everything he does, it just turns to gold.
Truly.
Whether it's financial success or just for the fans. And The Burbs is one of those things where, it made some good money, it profited, but it's definitely, as time goes on, I look at it as one of my favorite Tom Hanks roles.
Yes.
One of my favorite Tom Hanks movies, and I don't shy away from admitting that or saying that. I stand by it. 100%. Yeah, it's so good, so funny. And he, like you said, a lot of it's just improvised. And you can just fucking tell, and you can tell Tom Hanks is reacting to some of this dialogue that's happening exactly how he would in real life. It's great. So much fun.
Oh, so great. Then we've got Bruce Dern as Mark Rumsfeld, Vietnam vet, and very volatile dude who is just, he really wants to find out if these guys are murderers.
Yeah.
Like, he's willing to go to bigger lengths than anybody, I think.
Yeah, and he's got like 10 quotes out of here that are just in the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame quote.
Oh, yeah. We're going to tear into all of those.
Yeah, he's just the man. Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern, another guy, still doing it.
Still doing it.
Here's a dude who appeared in, a fucking Tarantino movie that came out in July, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the Peanut Butter Falcon. This guy's working left and right still. It's crazy. Awesome.
He received Oscar nominations for his roles in 1978's Coming Home.
Yes.
And 2013's Nebraska.
Incredible, that gap. Yeah. That gap release. There's not a lot of guys who have been able to do that.
Nebraska helped him get a big career bump in recent years, appearing then with Tarantino for Django Unchained,
Hateful Eight,
and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he will always be Mark Rumsfeld from The Burbs for me. It's my favorite role of his, hands down.
Oh, man. Nebraska, man, is like a stellar movie.
My God, I'm seeing in his IMDb, he's in the Mr. Mercedes show.
Ah.
I didn't know that. It must be in season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ooh. All right.
Good to know.
Yeah, now I'm going to have to get back into that.
Bruce Dern.
Goddamn, yeah. He's obviously, he's Laura Dern's father. So, good acting scenes there.
Yeah, also a wonderful performer.
Carrie Fisher plays Carol Peterson. Tom Hanks, Ray, his wife. Carrie Fisher, if you don't know who that is, I don't know where the fuck you've been.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, Princess Leia, of course, her most famous role, but she's also appeared in the Blues Brothers. She's done a lot of polishing, like script polishing. She's wrote a shit ton of movies.
When Harry Met Sally, she's great in. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a year for her.
Oh, big time. And she tragically died of a massive heart attack in December of 2016 at age 60.
Yeah.
And she's gonna have her final role in just actually, by the time this podcast comes out, it will already be out. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, and you're seeing that. You'll already have seen it as well once this comes out.
I hope it was great.
Yeah.
But
here's to hoping for you, man. I don't know when I'm going to see it exactly, but here's to hoping for you, man.
It'll be Carrie Fisher's final performance, and how oddly fitting.
Yeah.
And she's really good in The Burbs.
She's awesome.
She's kind of has to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Even though they're, spoiler alert, they're right. They are serial killers.
Yeah.
It's great.
Ray and Art had a hunch.
Yeah. And then probably my favorite performer in this movie, Rick Ducommun as Art Weingartner.
Yes. Unforgettable.
Incredibly underrated actor. Really didn't do much. He appeared briefly in Spaceballs. He had a bit part in Groundhog Day. I forgot about his role in Scary Movie.
Yes.
And just kind of bit parts throughout his whole career. Until
this is the apex, though.
This is his best role.
Yeah.
Until his death in 2015 at age 62 of complications from diabetes. And the guy just kind of disappeared. But I don't know why he wasn't more famous. The guy was so funny.
I can't imagine my life without Art.
Yeah.
And thanks to Rick for that unbelievable performance. It's one of those where I can see at the time, you just kind of like look past it. When you watch it again and again, and you watch what this character does, and how when you know that there's not a lot of writing there, and you know what he's doing just to get some sort of character development.
Yeah.
I'll let you point it out because you can explain it better. What he does with the dog food, It's genius. So what does he do exactly there?
When we first meet Art, he just kind of wanders into the Petersons' home, starts eating all their food, starts eating all their breakfast.
Yeah.
Goes to the fridge, starts grabbing like a plate of ribs, a bottle of syrup, and an uncarved pineapple.
Giant pineapple. Yeah.
And he's sitting there eating his snack, and Carrie Fisher walks over with a bowl, and he just kind of casually, absentmindedly grabs some stuff out of the bowl, takes a bite of it, kind of grimaces, and then in the background you see Carrie Fisher put the bowl on the floor because it's the dog's breakfast. It's not even addressed. It's just a great background gag.
Yeah, it's awesome because that's all we need. That's all we need for Art is to know this guy's just like a vacuum.
Yeah.
He's dumb. And these neighbors clearly have been putting up with him for a long time.
Yes.
That move from Carrie Fisher is like clearly like, yeah. It's like she's done that. She does that like once a week. You know what I mean?
Well, I love when Art, the way you meet Art is he's shooting crows in his backyard.
Yes, yeah.
And you see Ray like kind of lean into frame, and he just goes, "Art's got a gun," and runs outside to stop this. Because he knows this is the last person who should have a gun.
His art, yeah. Just wonderful. He's amazing, man.
It's brilliant. The whole cast meshes so well together. And then we got Corey Feldman as Ricky Butler, this kind of dumbass teenager.
Ricky Butler said so.
Who just uses this whole way as an opportunity to kind of have a cool night out with his friends and show them the neighborhood.
Yeah, he's like, this is my neighborhood. Yeah.
This is better than a movie. This is my neighborhood.
We'll put it on a show, man. Yeah. He really is. I don't understand his incentive. I don't get it.
Makes you think this shit happens every day.
Yeah.
This isn't a weird weekend for this neighborhood.
No, yeah, it's like clearly repetition of these weirdos. Yeah.
So funny. And if you want to hear more about our, rants and feelings on Corey Feldman, check out our Gremlins episode.
Yeah.
So we go off on the guy. And then finally we got Wendy Schaal as Bonnie, Mark Rumsfeld's hot young wife, of course.
Yeah.
And she's the voice of Francine Smith on American Dad.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Kind of looks like her too.
Yeah.
It's like the same.
I don't think that's an accident.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
The three Klopeks are played by Henry Gibson, Theodore Gottlieb, and Courtney Gaines. Henry Gibson played a Nazi in the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
And he played the weird, effeminate dude in Magnolia at the bar talking to quiz kid Donnie Smith.
One of my favorite scenes. Yeah. I'm in love with you. Bartender Brad, I'm in love with you. And yeah, he's like, yeah, that movie's crazy, man. Yeah. It's for a different time.
Theodore Gottlieb was a German actor known as Brother Theodore for a while. And The Burbs was actually his last movie until he died in 2001 at 94 years old. Wow. Yeah. Weird.
Jeez. How about that?
He played Gollum in the animated TV Return of the King.
How about that?
Yeah, he did a lot of voice work. He's actually... He's got some comedic chops. He goes after Bruce Dern pretty well in this movie. It's funny. And then Courtney Gaines is well known for playing Malachi in Children of the Corn.
Yes.
Outlander! That guy.
That dude, yeah.
We'll do Children of the Corn eventually, of course.
Yeah.
It's King, we have to.
Yeah, exactly. Until we run out.
Yeah.
Which is going to take a long time.
Oh, yeah, especially if they keep making more.
Oh, and they will.
4 or 5.
And remaking.
Yeah, 4 or 5 films a year, just like the man. Crazy.
TV shows, Castle Rock.
It never stops.
Yeah, no, it's...
I love it, but it never stops. The Burbs has an IMDb score of 6.9 and a painfully low Rotten Tomatoes score of 53%. No! It is way, way, way better than that. Ugh.
That's one of those where that's why I don't really give a shit what they say.
Yeah.
It's one of those where even if I actually had a conversation with some of my family members about, we were talking about that, like, do you take it into account when you go see a movie? I'm like, to an extent, but not really. If I'm at home and I'm looking for something to watch, I might look at some stuff, like if I'm comparing like 2 movies I haven't seen and it's just random, I'm like, oh well, like this guy says that. I don't know. But I don't really give a shit. I know what I'm gonna watch. I know what I'm gonna go after.
Yeah.
And this is like the prime example of you're wrong. You clearly are saying that it's a like C movie before you even like tried to digest what's actually happening on the screen. Because if you did, then you'd be like, oh, this is like a great comedy. It's really frustrating that this is looked at as just like some slapstick, some just came and went, whatever.
Yeah.
No. There's like really good stuff in here, and the whole knowing what's going on from the very beginning of the film, Ray and Art, is genius. It's like genius storytelling, and that they know that these guys are up to no good. The entire film, they know it. They tell you at the very beginning, and you're just like, yeah.
They never make it a secret.
Even you get distracted by it because it's just amazing banter happening. Yeah, I can't believe that. When you told me that before we started recording, I was like, oh my gosh.
I agree with you to an extent about Rotten Tomatoes, but I do think that they are on the money at a certain level. Like if you hit like once they hit 30%, I tend to agree with them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's very few movies.
If they go like low, you're like, yeah, okay.
There's very few movies that are at that level where I'm like, that's where I think it's actually a secret masterpiece, but that does happen. The Da Vinci Code has a 26. I love that movie to death.
I would give it probably a 7. Yeah, I don't.
I adore the Da Vinci Code.
That's insane.
It's one of my favorite. Yeah.
20 what? 26?
26 last I checked. And it's, I think Angels and Demons has like a 34 or something like that. They just hate that. They hate those movies.
Clearly.
So I don't know. Maybe they got a beef with Tom Hanks. So, of course, it was directed by Joe Dante, who, also did Gremlins and The Howling, Twilight Zone the movie, Small Soldiers. We talked all about this in Gremlins. We know, we know who Joe Dante is.
Yes.
So let's do what we've been looking forward to for a while here. Let's get into this story.
Let's do it.
So, our hero is Ray Peterson. He's on a week-long vacation for some reason.
Like a staycation,
Yeah, I think he had a breakdown at work.
Yeah.
It's hinted that
that's kind of what's,
It's hinted that he's under a lot of stress. And late one night, he hears strange noises coming from the basement of his new neighbor's house, the Klopeks. They've been there for about a month. They've never met them. And, they're super reclusive. They're up to something.
Yeah.
And he sees strange lights from the basement and a very loud whirring noise. And he doesn't do anything about it. Because, how do you address that?
Hey, guys, yeah.
The next day, Ray wakes up and you meet the neighborhood. You've got Ricky Butler, goofy teenager, painting his parents' house, or at least, pretending to. He never actually does it.
Yeah.
You've got old fart Walter and his weird little poodle dog.
Yeah, at the end of the street.
Yeah, with a piece. He wears a very ugly toupee. And he has his dog crap on the yard of Mark Rumsfeld, Vietnam vet, who has the best goddamn intro in the movie. He walks out of his door to the song Machine by Circus of Power, holding the flag like a goddamn American hero, because that's what he is.
Bruce Dern is, hell yeah.
Never doubted for a second that this dude's in charge. It's awesome. But he's also crazy.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I love it, man. And then we meet Art, this goofy son of a bitch with a gun who's shooting crows, and his wife's at her mother's house, so he's just kind of left alone. And this is his project. He's convinced the Klopeks are murdering people, and he's going to prove it. And gradually, Ray and Mark Rumsfeld, they get into this, and they all start trying to prove that the Klopeks are murdering people.
Yeah.
It's great. One night, they observe one of the Klopeks driving an oversized garbage bag from the garage to the garbage can outside. And then he mashes it down with a hoe.
And there's thunder. And...
Yeah. It's creepy. Jerry Goldsmith's music in this is so underappreciated.
It's so good.
It's creepy, but it's hilarious. And Ray just casually mentions, I've never seen that. I've never seen anyone drive their garbage to the end of the street and beat the hell out of it with a stick. I've never seen that. No headlights.
He points out that there's no headlights. Yeah, no shit. It's the most obvious thing. And that's what Art always points out is see, there's a clue.
The scene where he goes in and eats all their food, he's just no one goes in, no one goes out.
Yeah.
No deliveries. What do you think they're eating over there, Ray?
Kind of like grave diggers, huh? Maybe.
Oh, God.
What do you think they're eating over there, Ray? I wish Ray at some point would be shut the fuck up, Art.
He kind of does at the end.
Yeah. I just, at the beginning even, Jesus, this guy doesn't shut up. He's like Walter. He's like Lebowski. Just a whole different level. Yeah.
That's very, yeah.
Totally. Well, actually, no, hold on. He's Walter is a combination of Mark and
Art.
Yeah,
Art. He is.
He literally is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a bumbling idiot, but he's also a hero. Yeah.
Hero.
I held up fake quotations here.
There's doubt that Walter was ever fucking even in Vietnam.
There's no way. Yeah. He's probably selling some bullshit insurance the whole time. Walter.
I bet he was too crazy to even get into the army.
Probably got kicked out, even if he did get, Perfect.
There's also the scene at the beginning when we first meet one of the Klopeks. He comes out on the porch, and everyone just kind of stares at him.
Yeah.
And Art keeps pushing Ray to go say hi, and he just goes back inside, and Art's just well, there it is. You missed your chance. You looked like a coward in front of your son. Just goading him on. And Ray's well, why don't you go say hi, and starts pushing Art towards the door.
There it is. You missed your chance.
And they knock on the door and they trigger a beehive.
That's a great bit right there because when they start walking, the music
it turns into like a cowboy theme, like Morricone
and they
music.
both like take steps together. It's brilliant. Joe Dante,
brilliant. And they get attacked by bees, and Rumfield's just like, "Run to me, run to water," and sprays them down.
He gets pulled back by the hose. Oh man, you gotta watch this because all these it's like there's some like physical comedy too. That's just adds to it. It's so funny.
Yeah, great. Ray has seen the Klopeks digging in their backyard during a rainstorm the day after that trash can incident, and the following morning, Art attacks the garbage truck looking for human remains. Jumps in the garbage truck, starts throwing garbage out of the place. He's just like, "What are you doing? You throwing garbage? What do you out of your mind? Give me that." Rumsfeld shows up and they're like, "Can you help us get this guy?" And he jumps in the truck and starts digging through the trash too.
Reminds me of Charlie and Frank in It's Always Sunny. Can you believe all these people get away with all this good stuff? When Charlie comes down that like huge pile of trash cans with a machete, he's yeah. Look at all this good stuff, man. Yeah, that's how I feel about that scene on the Burbs because they're both on the same page. We got to get through this trash, man.
The two garbage men are just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, this neighborhood, man.
One guy's talking about like, "Well, it's legally we get like it's once the trash hits the porch, it's public domain." The other guy's like, "Shut the fuck up and help me out here."
Yeah.
And that's Dick Miller and Robert Picardo, two noted character actors.
Yes.
And Rumfield's wife Bonnie finds their neighbor Walter's dog running around, and they Ray, Art, Mark, and Bonnie, along with Ricky Butler, they go to Walter's house to try to, find him, get the dog back, and they find an overturned kitchen chair, and the TV's on, and Walter's toupee is just in the house, but no Walter. So where's Walter? No, I love when they can't get in, and then Rumsfeld opens the door, and they're like, "How'd you get in?" And he just shows this piece of glass that he cut open with a glass cutter. He's just like, "A soldier's way saves the day." This guy's insane.
A soldier's way.
Oh, so great. And Ray collects the dog, writes down a note, says, "I have your dog," and puts it in the mail slot. The Klopeks see him do this. And that night, Ray and Art start thinking about what happened, like, where's Walter? And of course, Art thinks the Klopeks killed him as a human sacrifice to the devil. And they're looking at occult books, and Ray just starts, trying to drone him out, puts his fingers in his ear, starts, da, 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 da. And Art's just like, "You're chanting, Ray. This is unconscious chanting." And he says one of my favorite lines in the whole fucking movie. He starts doing a fake chant and he's going, "I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our pal." Oh, it's so great, man. It's so funny.
Satan is good. Satan is our pal. My favorite quote from the movie. Oh, there's another one coming.
Yeah, that one's my favorite. Yeah, we're going to get to that one.
I say that one more often, yeah. Because out of context, Satan is good, Satan is our pal. Makes no sense, and you sound like an insane person. But that's okay.
That night, Ray has a very powerful nightmare, which is hilarious, where he sees a chainsaw come through the wall, and he put on a giant barbecue grill, and you just hear in the background, you hear Hearts going, "Satan is good, Satan is our pal," like in a deep satanic voice. The Klopeks are going to kill him, and you see Art show up as Skip, this ice cream dude who had a weird story about how he snapped and killed his family. You didn't see an ice pick anywhere, did you? Ray wakes up, didn't sleep very good. He tries to take a nap in the backyard, and then Art shows up and says, Ray, I gotta talk to you. And he's just like, "I'm only trying to take a nap. I'm only sitting here with my eyes closed, trying to get some goddamn sleep." I always like that line, because he's so pissed. He's so tired of this shit.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on vacation.
Ray's dog shows up with a bone, and Art just starts playing catch with him until he takes a closer look at the bone, and he realizes it's a femur.
Yes.
which is a big old red flag that I think they should have immediately gone to the cops with.
Agreed.
Is a femur bone.
In real life.
Yeah.
But in this neighborhood.
But no, they got to catch this guy.
The Burbs? No.
I love Art's just like, Ray, this is Walter. And they both panic.
Yeah.
They have the great cramp.
This is Walter.
The great camera work, just zooming in and back, like zooming in and out.
Unbelievable.
And
this is Walter.
The Klopeks toss over a note that Art left that said, I know what you did. Fucking idiot. They tossed that note over the fence. They think it was Ray who put that there. So now Ray's kind of fucked.
Yeah, ultimately.
So Carol, Ray's wife, is tired of this shit, and she decides to organize a welcoming party to the Klopeks. So, without Art, he's not invited. So Carol and Ray and Bonnie and Mark all go over to the Klopek house, and Mark's got a plate of brownies, and he's holding it like formally like a soldier. And he drops the brownies on the porch, and still gives it to them. Gives them a plate of brownies filled with leaves.
Yeah, they're just like crusty.
Something for the old sweet tooth. God.
There's like the ninth line we've said already. Yeah, he's amazing in this.
They go inside and they meet Hans, Ruben, and Werner Klopek, the weird, creepy neighbors. And meanwhile, Art snoops around the Klopek's backyard trying to find something. Finds a comb and puts it in his pocket. I always like that little touch. It's a creepy dude.
This is coming handy.
And this might be my favorite part of the movie. The dinner scene where they meet the Klopeks.
Yes.
And Hans brings out a tray of pretzels and sardines. And Carol makes Ray eat one. And he just puts a sardine on a pretzel and just gradually tries to eat it. And you just hear this squishing chew. So gross, man.
Horrible.
Great sound work, though.
Yes.
And Rumsfeld asks Ruben if Klopek's a Slavic name, and Ruben very aggressively goes, no! And then Rumsfeld says the most fantastic line in the movie, it's about a 9 on the tension scale there, Rube. I say that shit all the time now. It's one of my favorite movie lines of all time.
Yeah, see, that's what I meant about the out of context. I can say this to just people, no matter who it is, and they're just like, what? But if I say, Satan is good, Satan is our pal. Yeah, they're going to think I'm an insane person, so yeah.
It's about a
wonderfully delivered by Bruce Dern. Just perfect. I could see him just saying this like to his son or whoever, you know. Oh, about a 9 out of 10 on the tension scale there. It's perfect. Perfect line.
There's that bit where he's accidentally like ripping off their wallpaper. So great.
Oh, man.
After this, Ray confesses to his wife that he thinks the Klopeks aren't up to something, that it's all kosher. But he secretly tells Art and Rumsfeld that he found Walter's mail and his toupee at the Klopek house. So he is now convinced that the Klopeks killed Walter. And the next day, they're going to go, like, Ray says he's going to go in the backyard, and he's not coming out till he finds a body.
Yeah.
Like, this is personal now.
This is Woody taking over now. Yeah.
He says no one breaks in, like, no one knocks off an old man in my neighborhood and gets away with it. Like, he's the fucking law in town. I love it. So Ray sends Carol and their son to go visit Carol's sister under the pretense of, you know, he's going to relax and play golf. But in reality, Ray, Rumsfeld, and Art are going to break into the Klopek house and find evidence. And Rumsfeld stands guard on his roof, and it's hilarious. He's in full camo. He's got a sniper rifle, a big old radio.
Just ready.
I love where he's just like, Red Rover, let Ray go over. He's clearly enjoying the hell out of this.
Oh, yeah, he's like been praying for this moment.
He's back in Nam.
Yeah, don't call the cops. Let's handle this ourselves.
Ricky Butler's like, hey, Rumsfeld, what are you guys doing? And he just goes, shut up and paint your goddamn house. Oh, God.
Hey, Rumsfeld, what are you doing?
So Ricky Butler senses something's going on, so he calls all his friends and says, like, hey, it's about to go off.
Yeah, my neighborhood, it's going to be a show. This is my neighborhood.
And Art is in charge of cutting the power lines, which, of all people, this guy, it's amazing he didn't kill himself, and he cuts one of the power lines and electrocutes the fuck out of himself, falls into the Klopex shed. He climbs out, his fingernails are black, his fillings are hot. Oh, so funny. Later on, he pulls out his wallet and his credit cards are all fried. Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
So they don't find anything in the backyard, so they break into the house, and they start digging into the cellar, and they find a crematorium, this giant furnace. And Art says, I don't know, like, is your regular furnace supposed to go out to 5,000 degrees? No, Art, it's not. If you're heating your house at 5,000 degrees, you're dead. That's ridiculous. Excuse me. The Klopex return home. They've been out at a university, and they see lights in the basement, and they go get the cops. So Art goes to get Ray, because Rumsfeld tells them, hey, Klopex are back. And also, Walter shows up during all this. He was at the hospital, and the Klopex were picking up his mail. So
yeah.
Walter's not dead, so oh shit. And Art goes to get Ray, who has just hit the gas line with the pickaxe. Art gets the hell out of there, but the house blows up with Ray still inside it. And a messed up Ray walks out of the wreckage a bit later, just as his wife gets home. And it's hilarious because he just looks all fucked up, but like really pissed.
Yeah.
And we all know who at. Because Art goes right up to him and is like, tell me you found it. Before the house blew, you found it, right? Just...
Before the house blew up, right? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Ray freaks out and says, like, they're not the lunatics. We're the lunatics. We're the ones sneaking into people's houses. It'd be a great, great allegory if it didn't turn out that they really were serial killers.
True.
So he goes to the hospital. He grabs the gurney and throws it in the back of the ambulance and jumps on it. He's so upset. He's just like, yeah, I'm fine. Werner Klopek gets into the ambulance.
Yes.
And Ray apologizes to him, but Werner's like, do you think I'm an idiot? I know what you saw. And Ray's like, no, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Werner says that he saw the human skull in the basement furnace and says he murdered the house's previous owners, family named Knapp. So Ray was right. And Werner now attempts to inject Ray as Hans drives the ambulance away, but Ray starts struggling. The ambulance crashes into Art's house. And Werner and Ray fly out of the ambulance, and Ray tries to make a citizen's arrest. I love that.
Citizen's arrest!
Like that fucking means anything. And Werner, obviously he says this. No, he's lying. It's crazy. And Ricky finds a shit ton of human bones in the Klopex car trunk. But, so yeah, Ray was right. They were serial killers. That doesn't mean Ray's off the hook.
Oh, no.
He still committed massive property damage, arson. Like this, he's going to prison for a while.
Yeah.
He's just going to prison with the Klopex.
Agreed. Yes, that's exactly what.
Finding evidence of a worse crime does not immediately absolve you of your crimes. Yeah. That's not how it works. If a drug dealer sees a murder, he doesn't no longer face drug charges.
Yeah, exactly.
Just want to point that out.
Unless they're giving up like Jimmy Hoffa or something.
Yeah, unless there's a deal made, but what deal was
I don't
to be
think there's
made?
a deal made here with,
No.
The only guy who would make a deal with the police is Art.
Yeah.
If it came down to it. That was his idea.
I love when the Klopex are arrested, Hans tries to get away, and Rumsfeld sees him and goes, "Hey, Pinocchio! Where are you going?" And runs at him, tackles him. like grabs him and says, like, "Don't you move, Sonny. I was 18 months in the bush and I could snap your neck in a heartbeat." Jesus. This guy's insane.
Yeah, dude. Rumsfeld for the win, man.
Oh, my God.
He wins the movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Him and Art. Jeez, dude.
The Klopeks are arrested, and I guess the charges against Ray are dropped because he walks away.
Yeah.
He's going to go to the lake, tells Ricky Butler, "Take care of the neighborhood for me." And Ricky just goes, "I love this street."
Yeah, dude.
And
Can we get a sequel?
Art's wife shows up, and he freaks out
Yeah.
because their house is on fire. He's got a lot of explaining to do.
Indeed.
Oh, my God. That's The Burbs. It's a funny as hell movie, man.
Fantastic. 9 out of 10 for me. I adore it.
Straight up 9, yeah.
Keeps growing.
I reviewed it a few years ago and gave it an 8, but that's going up. It's a 9. I'm going to have to re-review.
It's freaking amazing. Yeah.
So funny. It's Joe Dante's masterpiece.
Agreed.
So great. I don't know what more could be said. What would you say is your favorite part of the movie?
The whole thing, man. There's no one scene that it's all. You point out something that I think is really great. It is all filmed on Mayfield Place on one street, and it feels like a play. It feels like a stage, like a Broadway play.
Yeah.
And the way they're improvising and just kind of going off each other, bouncing off each other, is like a delight. It's a true delight. And they're acting really well. It's not just funny. It's actually like believable, and like you actually get distracted by, at the beginning of the film they tell you exactly what's going on. They're actually right. But yet we still need that hour and a half of the journey to actually get to that destination, which is amazing. That's like an amazing thing about storytelling, is like, here, let me distract you for a minute.
And you're not even sure if they are right.
Well, no, but
But it's pretty damn certain. Once they find the femur, I mean, come on.
They had a hunch, yeah. It's awesome. I think it's like a genius movie. 100% his masterpiece.
Endlessly rewatchable. This is
Just the rewatchability rate is at a 10 out of 10. I don't really know what's keeping it from a 10. I'm not sure. Maybe that's my own.
It's a repeated viewing kind of thing.
Yeah.
I rarely give a film a 10 on the first bout. It takes a long time.
It has to be very powerful. Yeah. And the Burbs, you go into it knowing that it has like a 50% and that it's not this huge big budget movie or this thing that did really well. It's a cult classic, and we're in that cult. And yes. I'm not leaving it. So
it's my favorite cult.
Yeah, I'll take that punch all day from Art and Rumsfeld. Shut up and paint your goddamn house. Yeah, so great.
This film is easily about a 9 on the tension scale, and I will watch this forever. One of my favorites.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add? I think that about does it for
go
us.
Watch it. Anyone,
If you haven't seen this yet, goddamn, you are missing out. This is a great movie.
Yeah, which there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people. Yeah. It's on. I believe it's on something right now.
It's on Stars.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
It's available through Prime on
exactly.
Stars on Prime. So.
I just bought it recently.
I still have to buy this one. I don't know.
It's just like it has to be in my collection. It's so good, so funny. When I think about comedy, I think about rewatchability a lot. Yes. And that's what this has. It has that just... It kind of has that same Office Space, just like every time it gets better.
Every genre, like, comedy needs to be rewatchable more than any genre.
Agreed. Yeah. Because you don't need to watch, like, a war movie again. You're not like, oh, I gotta, I'm dying to see, Saving Private Ryan for a second time. You don't feel that same way. But yeah, you're right. Comedy is more of it's like a repetition, a thing that you want it to like stay in people's lives. Yeah. There's a reason like Dumb and Dumber is still around. It's because the dialogue's like that good. It's that funny. It still holds up. And I think this is in that realm. Yeah. I really do. For sure. When it's a 9 out of 10 and it's a purebred comedy. So with that being said, there's no reason anyone could say it's not like one of the top, 20 comedies of all time, and I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's awesome. It's hilarious. So yeah, I thought this was a bonus we had to do. Yeah. We both love it so much. We both got to see it together recently. Yeah, just amazing. A piece of 80s history that I'll never forget and never drop from my life. It's awesome.
Well said on all accounts. Yeah. Definitely a fantastic watch, and any comedy fan would enjoy this. Yes. And yeah, I want it to be seen by more people. I really don't like that this film isn't more well known. It deserves to be.
I don't want it to be a cult classic. I want it to be a classic.
Yeah, exactly. I want this to be in like the best of the 80s lists and stuff like that. Yeah. It's phenomenal. All right. Well, I tune in next week for Black Christmas, and wish you guys an early Merry Christmas.
And we'll have a bonus this weekend on,
I believe, Ford v Ferrari.
Is it Ford or Irishman? Which one are we doing?
I'm going to watch Ford v Ferrari first.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it came out November 3rd. Yeah, so Ford v Ferrari on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So enjoy that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And weekend after, you're going to get the Irishman.
Yeah.
So a lot of Filmgazms coming your way.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. I actually think we should take a little time here. This end of the year stuff is like, for both of us, is very intense.
Yes.
Because we want to try to see everything, and it gets hectic. So, what is your schedule looking like until the end of December?
Films I'm going to see.
Yes. What are you trying to crunch in? Before the Globes.
So not counting Star Wars, which is a guarantee.
Yes.
I'm going to try my best to see Richard Jewell, Bombshell, Uncut Gems, and 1917.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do all of those and Little Women.
Okay.
Yeah. And I still have to see A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. So.
Yeah. And I still have to see Parasite. So we've all got something.
We definitely have work to do, but it can be done, and I think we're both going to try our hardest.
Yes.
Because we want to do something special in January.
Yes.
For all the movies that came out in 2019. We want to be fair and both see them, not just one of us see them.
Yes.
We want to have a... we want to agree. We want to come to terms with what do we actually think. For Filmgazm, what do we think are the best of the best. So, it's been an awesome fucking year.
Yeah.
I was just telling you, before, it seems like the years that end in 1989, 99, 09, 2019, have some awesome movies.
Yeah.
Like 89, get Burbs, Do the Right Thing, Dead Poet Society, those awesome movies. 99 is obviously a legendary year. And then, this past year has been awesome. I want people to make sure that they stay open-minded and watch everything, because it hasn't just been the end of Marvel. There's also been a lot of really cool fucking things, including Marvel staying on top of their fucking game with one of their best movies, which is Spider-Man. So, it's been an awesome year, man. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. And I'm looking forward to how much content you and I are going to be putting out of movies that happened this year, not just stuff like The Burbs and Gremlins, old stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah.
So that's important to us as well.
Very true. And we've been doing trying our hardest to stay on top of shit this year.
Yeah.
And I think we've done a really good job.
Yeah, we're doing our best. Neither of us are rich.
We're not rich. We're not superhuman. There's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
We do what we can.
Yeah, we do what we can. And like you said, I think we're doing pretty well for that.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it moving if you guys stay on board with us, man.
Enough said.
Yes.
Take it easy, guys. We'll see you this weekend.
Peace.